Greetings from your Fort Walton Beach Biomass Center. I'm Matthew Field. I'm the center manager.
I'm Lori Hamilton, the Center Quality Manager.
When we were given this opportunity to define what servant leadership means to us, we were really excited. It took me back to when I was defining what leadership meant to me. I asked the mentor what leadership means, and the mentor told me that you just must learn your people and just know them. So I took my time through that mentorship to identify to know my people. So this meant what makes them happy, what makes them sad, what makes them motivated. I identified those traits of those individuals. But what I most effectively learned through that journey is that to get that done, you really must serve them. Yeah. And that's when you get effective learning of your people, because then they open up and they provide you with those explanations of who they are. Yeah. So that also reminds me of an old act of washing your servant's feet as a leader. So what act that does is it allows you to identify washing that person's feet. It identifies what's underneath the mud and the dirt. So if you're washing your servant's feet and you see that they have cuts and bruises and scrapes, so there's probably something wrong. There's something in their tasks that's providing obstacles, preventing them from doing their job effectively. So in the act of continuously washing the feet and getting to know your people, you can eliminate those obstacles and provide them a clean task, or provide them a clean environment in order for them to get their job done. So that to me is what servant leadership is. It's just being there for the people, knowing them, and eliminating the obstacles so that they can be effective.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you were saying. Basically, knowing what makes them tick makes you a very effective leader, definitely a servant leader. And with the washing of the feet, assessing basically the bottlenecks in your job, day to day, month to month, just throughout the center, and removing those obstacles. And you get to see them in the process of looking down. It's just more like an intimate act. So you're looking at it closely. Knowing your business, which everyone loves to know their business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, that's a great explanation for it. Duly noted. So I want to just add a little bit more, and it kind of expounds on what you said. To me, create an environment that makes people want to be there. And people, I mean in general, not just your staff or just the people who are paid to be there, so to speak, but your donors, your visitors, even down to the FedEx men, janitorial crew, whoever. It's just once they get into the atmosphere, they feel the joy that's expressed by your employees, even by your donors on the bed. So you just want to do everything you can to make it a place that people want to be there and enjoy what they do. So what you can do is look at your day-to-day activities and ask yourself, are those activities supporting those ideals? And the ideas are basically making it a fun environment, making it a happy environment where people enjoy waking up every morning and driving into work and not feeling like Monday is the worst day ever to get up and be like, I gotta go to this again. And you want to be that force that makes people like, I want to work for that person and I don't want to let that person down. And that's where that strength and the servant leadership comes in. Also, you want to have that environment that everything, whether it's a task or goal, an obstacle, it's a we are going to take it on, not you are going to do this and I'm going to sit back. It's like we're going to do this together. And when people feel like they have that support, it makes a difference. With your support, your resources, everything, it has to be physical and emotional. And a lot of times I think managers have the physical down, but they don't realize you have to have that emotional. We had a discussion earlier, even like when people have call outs. So they tell you that they're calling out and you can say, okay, well, see you tomorrow. Or as a servant leader, you expound on that, like, hey, how are you doing? Now, you don't have to necessarily be like, what's wrong with you? But you can say, hey, do you need anything from me? And to me, that's the difference.
Yeah, I agree. Even in those times when the person is the most vulnerable, letting them know that you are there for them.
Yes, and you could be like the only leader that has done that. And when you do that, that's where that tick, as you said, can come in and turn on like, wait a minute, this person actually cares about me. It's not just, I'm a worker, but as a person, they want to know, can they be there for me? And that alone, you can get more with that person than you can with just being, a boss, so to speak.
Right.
Also, another thing is having a great deal of transparency, honesty, and self-reflection. Making sure, for example, if you tell them I have an open door policy, I want you all to come to me if you need something. Really be that person. Like if they actually come to you, are you rolling your eyes? Are you looking at them like they're inconvenienced? Or are you truly embracing and being inviting to the employees and letting them know, hey, come on in, I want to talk to you. Are you taking that time? Or are you feeling like, hey, I just think it's a nice thing to say? And only you as a true leader and a true person can say the truth about that. If you have also turnover, know that you can be a vital influence to that, and be honest about what you can do to make that change and that difference. And last with mine, make it a comfortable environment for two-way communication and feedback. A lot of times the boss loves to tell you, you're not doing this right, you're doing this good, you can improve on that. But they don't give those employees the option to say, hey, so in return, what do I need to do to get better? And even if they ask them, they're not making it comfortable for the employee to be honest with them. So I think those are things that servant leaders need to have as vital tools in their toolkit, so to speak, to go back to the tip that you spoke of earlier. I
agree. It just talks about that environment you're talking about. I think it's an environment of trust and enjoying what you're doing every single day. So I agree. Wonderful, wonderful comments. So in closing, it has been said that in order to be great, we must serve. So in order for us to be great in Fort Walton Beach, we must serve. And as an organization, for us to be great, we must serve. Thank you for your time today.